Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Know Your Dota 2 item series. In our previous episode, we covered items from armor and we covered Heart of Trust, and that's how we finished it. And in this episode, we'll start covering items from weapons. We'll start with Crystallis. Crystallis is an item purchasable at base shop under weapons. We'll be looking at ability, trivia, recent changes, but first, hard view. It costs 2000 gold, which includes 200 of recipe cost. Spell value is 1000. Passive ability is critical strike. Bonus is plus 32 attack damage. It's not shareable. You cannot disassemble it. It does not give any usage alert. It requires Claymore, Blades of Attack, and Recipe. And this Crystallis in turns get used for Deodolus and Khanda. Now, looking into ability, Critical Strike, passive ability, affects enemies. Grants each attack a 30% chance to deal 160% damage. 160%. Proc chance is 30%. Critical damage is 160%. Illusion notes. Critical strikes values shown are before illusion outgoing damage and armor reduction. Okay, before illusion outgoing damage and armor reduction. So critical strike values are shown. Critical strike values shown are before illusion outgoing damage and armor reduction. Alright. Increases attack damage by an average of 18%. The proc chances of multiple critical strike sources stack. Okay. So it does stack. If two sources of critical strike proc at the same time, higher multiplier has priority. Okay. Critical strike uses pseudo-random distribution. Does not work against words, buildings, and allied units. Okay. Trivia. Before version 5.40, Crystallis was named Crystal Battle Gear, and before 5.31 it was named Crystal Defender. Crystallis is a titular sword of 1990 NES game of the same name. Okay. I don't know what that NES game is. Perhaps you do, so feel free to comment on it. The recent changes in 7.35 versions, item cost changes. Now requires Claymore 1350 to build instead of Broadsword of 1000. So reduced recipe from 450 to 200. Total gold cost increases from 1900 to 2000. Now builds into Khanda. And no longer builds into Silver Age. Interesting. And 7.34 versions reduced recipe cost from 500 to 450, which is event gets reduced to 200 from 7.35. And in 7.30 versions now builds into Silver Age, which is no longer since 7.35 version. That's it, fellas. We covered our first item from weapons. In our next episode, we will cover Amulet of Mordigan. Amulet of Mordigan. Yeah. Until then, be good to yourself and everybody around you, both in game and out game. Last but not least, good game, everybody. Good game.